This month on the Key Figures podcast, we are joined by Erik Swerts, CEO of Alphabet Belgium Luxembourg. He has more than 35 years of leasing experience and has held various positions at Alphabet. What core themes in mobility do Erik and his colleagues actually focus on?
I always say that each leader needs to focus on 3 R's. You have revenue, you have recruitment, and you have retention. Mm-hmm. And I think one of the things that really triggered me was that you mentioned relevance is important for you, but also people are important for you. Yeah. The 3 R's that I just mentioned, actually we can add a fourth R, which is relevance. Exactly. But if we go back to the first 3, how do you see this? And number 2, how do you keep your management team sharp on these 3 things?
To start perhaps with retention and recruitment.
Because my favorite one.
I can imagine.
For obvious reason,
I can imagine. But it is also, honestly, today in our company a very hot topic, because as you know, the market today is quite challenging when it comes to finding good people, because everyone seems to be looking for the same people, so it's not making our life easy. So honestly, today, if you ask me the question today, my focus is on retention. Yes. We have good people, we have very good people. Unfortunately, this is also known in the world around us. So we can't keep it a secret, okay? Which is a good thing, but of course, in these times, not necessarily a benefit if you look at it from that angle. So we are trying to keep our people in our company. We have a completely developed employee engagement program, because of course also their times are changing and impact on people's lives are also changing. And for many people, the way the world is working today, or companies are working today, which is quite volatile, agile. I mean, you all know those words. The only certainty is that everything is uncertain, etc., etc. We are. That's really a key element also in our approach on retention, is to try to make people comfortable with the fact that we live in an environment which will be continuously changing in the future. By nature, people are often quite reluctant or afraid even sometimes when you talk or when they think. Very often it's thinking that things might change. So employee engagement is probably too far to go in depth to that.
It's part of it. It's very, very important.
So that is the first one. Are we always successful? No, unfortunately not. We are not, just like some other companies, also confronted with good people leaving the company, and then of course the other one, the recruitment, becomes key. And of course, next to the technicalities of recruiting, because again, that's for me. There is science enough to do that right, but I come back to what I said in the beginning. What I try to do, because I really believe it is also the best way to attract the right people, is to really tell the story of Alphabet, but including the challenges we also face as a company. So an authentic, genuine story about the journey we are making in that changing mobility world, which by definition comes along with challenges, with uncertainties. We don't know everything yet, we really don't. But if you want to be part of that, I invite you to join us. That is a bit the story.
I'm so happy you put this forward, Erik, because being honest about the culture of a company, compared to the culture that you want to project, people feel that. And if within your recruitment process or retention process, people willing to join your company get the opportunity to feel that during that candidate experience, it is so, so powerful. So I'm very happy you mentioned that. The last R.
Yes,
which is revenue. No.
I forgot. Revenue, of course. Yes, of course. It's a different kind of R, I would say. When you said revenue, I was wondering why is revenue on that list? Because my first reflex would be profitability rather than revenue. Of course, in our trade, I don't know whether it came from that. But now trade, indeed, revenue defines the potential profitability that you will make. So yes, of course, our biggest challenge is finding, first of all, that or linking that first R, which is the relevance, to that other R, the revenue. Yes. Again, relevance alone, knowing that it is measured by the outside world on the size, fleet size, bike fleet size, whatever you want, is quite easy. Yeah, revenue as such is also easy, but the combination of two is the biggest challenge. There is another dimension which makes this even more challenging, and that is what we just talked about, the new mobility. Because of course, let's be honest, a transformation phase is also a phase of innovation, is a phase of being creative, thinking about solutions. Some of them work, some of them don't. And if you look at the scale today, we are in the phase where mobility as a topic is really increasing. The awareness around mobility is increasing constantly. But if we look at reality today, we still see that mobility needs are still mainly fulfilled with the traditional solutions.
Yes.
So also there we need to make sure that all those powers or all those pillars interact in a correct way.
Makes sense.
Thanks for joining us for our podcast. Please share your comments or review on LinkedIn. To catch all the latest from Key Figures, you can follow our account at Key Figures Recruitment. Thanks again and see you next time.